Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back with Anno 1800 and now this is not our mods playthrough. Oh, I'm just noticing that we're getting some basic notifications. The reason for it is that the game has been updated. This is actually me second time recording the episode. There's been quite a few things kind of happening. But for the moment we unfortunately cannot go through the mods playthrough because of the fact that the mods aren't working, which is the usual situation when it comes to the actual updates and mods. But that's what it is. But this gives us a chance, I guess, to kind of check things out that were introduced with the update. To be honest, there haven't been that many. I kind of thought about it, but there really haven't been that many. According to Anno Union, they had said that they will be, this is the last update, or major update for the game. So it's actually interesting because I thought that they did say during the one of the vlogs, whatever you want to call it, that they are looking into kind of introducing new items and whatever, but then I perhaps thought to myself that they maybe left it to the modders. Anyway, so I know this building is the other way around because the elephants should be facing the road, but unfortunately we cannot move this building because just the entrance basically, because the whole thing will move. And if we do so, we'll destroy the entire thing and we'll need to redo it. So it doesn't bother me that much, I guess. It doesn't look the best, but that's okay. I mean, it's a gate. It's kind of a back gate. This is the main one, which is the correct way. Okay, so what I wanted to do is that this game... I mean, in this playthrough we have a lot of research points, so there is a lot of items that are being researched, so we kind of we'll wait for those to happen. Now, in the meantime, I do want to, I think, go for a few ships. I noticed that this playthrough we just don't have enough of them, basically. And that's basically what's going on. But what I want to be doing is that I've mentioned before that I do want to kind of sort out the situation with investors
of a virtuoso.
and engineers. Now, one thing I do have to say is that it is actually impossible to have... I mean... So it's impossible to have, it's possible to have only investor islands, but it's impossible to have only engineering islands if you want to have the tower or whatever that's called. I forgot the name of it, but this thing, the Empire State, basically. The reason for it is that this tower only gives us 4,000 and this unlocks at 5,000, so you need to leave at least 2 of towers like this, basically, which I guess is not the end of the world because it kind of, yeah, I think it goes with the team anyway.
It is a step upward.
So having 2 towers like that would be just it, and then with this you're fine, and then that's it. The only thing is, to be honest, is that I think it kind of defeats the purpose of having just one engineering island, one that, but yeah, I guess that's what it is. But I still want to go ahead with it, I guess. It's just because the reason behind it is that we have the most investors live here, right? This island has 117 people. 60,000 investors, sorry, and this 65. So you wouldn't think, because we have a lot of houses here and here, but yeah, we do have quite a lot of them, right? So yeah, I think that's what I want to be doing, basically. Just have all investor island, and obviously tourists have to be here also, and then just mainly engineering island because we cannot get rid of... The reason we cannot get rid of this because it gives us... I mean, just the amount of attractiveness that it gives us is just crazy. So that's what it is. So you can see it's 500 plus 227 from like the items and whatever else. Okay, so let's just get this.
Success at sea is not easily won.
That's fine. This guy can just rest. And let me just show you one thing. So the stamp tool is actually quite neat. I guess, how can I show it to you? So if we do this, for instance, yeah, maybe let me grab these because we need more gramophones. Right, okay. So it saves into your stamps folder, and that's what it is here. And then if I'll go now to this island, and then I want to stamp it, I already have, so it's literally this. So it's very neat, because you don't have to repeat yourself. And the reason for it is that you can, because within the same session, obviously, that's not a big issue. But outside of the session, so let's say if I want the same design, for instance, in, I don't know, in Cape Trelawney or something, I would have to then redo it, which is a bit of a shame. But that's basically what this is for. I noticed this icon has been redesigned as well. Nothing too crazy, just a different icon. Okay, what I'm doing here is that I would...
thrilling! A renowned personage has arrived.
Yeah, I would want to have exactly that, more gramophones, right? It's just because we're lacking on the other island.
Seductive charts bury my destiny.
So there's a couple of things we need to do and make adjustment to. So fur coats. The fur coat will stop being delivered. Yeah, we need to stop delivering it here. We need another ship onto it. It's just because you can see the Ditchwater at the top, it only has 145. So once we start moving populations, we just won't have enough people, basically. And then gramophones, we want to add another ship at least. We do have one. And let's go with fur coats as well. So in terms of the fur coats, we should have enough. Okay, perfect. It's just because the routes are getting longer, the population is growing, and we just don't have enough. Okay, so let's just take a look. If I'll stamp this. Bit of a shame. This isn't too bad. Okay. So the good thing is that we're not getting strange notifications about the buildings will be destroyed or whatever. So that's good. Okay, so those things can go. But that will do. Okay, then we put this girl in here. And then the gramophones do like their items. So we can get this. And we can get... Yeah, I guess we'll get this guy. Because of the wood veneers. this guy isn't too bad either. Well, let's get both and then decide what we want to do. Alright, so I don't know what happens. We have a lot of items queued up here, but that's not going to be too bad. So him and the rest of it is being...
Airborne and ready to go.
I think I have a fair idea where things are. I think Brights... No, not Brights. Ditchwater. Ditchwater, we have... This guy? No. I forgot how he looks like. Just got him as well. Ah, here. There he is, and he looks similar to him. Ah, he's a fan. Okay. And the other guy. Got all of them now. Now the problem would be brass, right? So we need brass to be delivered here. And brass will need another ship for this.
Ship constructed.
And there you have it. Okay, so this can be deleted just simply.
Ship
And you just saw a notification saying basically that it'll be deleted off of all profiles. Oh, okay. I forgot the battle cruisers, the way they look. But I think, yeah, I think we want to have different items because the damage is quite low. From what I see.
New mission?
Yeah, so her and I mean, can I actually see? Yeah, he cannot be produced. Can we even get him? Jack Arrow? Oh, he's not even here. Okay, so he must be introduced with one of the items. Okay, so that explains it. That explains it. Okay, okay. Yes. So when you play with mods for such a long time, you don't know what's vanilla and what's not anymore. But anyhow, so let's have these guys going. So you can see there's items galore here. So this guy will be joining brass. Okay, so we just need to adjust things on this island in terms of docklands. We don't want to be using any of the fur or veneers. We want to be making sure that this is delivering stuff.
Securing their expertise.
Is it to full? Yep, so wood. 1,300. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and timber. So timber 4,300. Okay, so that's doing well. So you can see, I mean, 8 carriages for 4,000. So that's not gonna run out anytime soon. We're also not consuming this much. I guess for obvious reasons. Because we're getting things produced and whatnot and whatever. Now this island could go in terms of the fur and coal and whatever else is going on. But also we want to adjust the gramophones. So the gramophones now need to be picking it up here. Yes, there are now 2 islands, and you can see how low are we on them. And then the skiing island where we have our just don't have anything, our scholars. So I think I want to be adding another ship onto the routes because of that fact. So let's add Audacious 7.
Hold the crane.
Let's just get those ships on standby.
Room to maneuver.
This guy can come out of the woodwork. Okay, so that's great. The items are being produced. Now we want to be quite, I guess careful is the word I want to say. But let's just get the championship.
All of them will do nicely.
Perfect.
The people
That gives us
celebrate your
more.
leadership.
The reason for it, okay, is that once I'll start moving and downgrading things and whatever, it's gonna cause a significant drop of influence. Significant, and I really mean it, okay? It's just not going to be pretty. The first time I've done it, it actually dropped to like -1000 whatever once because I just didn't realize. But anyway, so we want to be kind of jumping into this. So guys, yeah, let me just do it quickly, and I'll see you in a while. So we're jumping into the time lapse. So I am starting with just removing all of the roads. The reason for it is that those roads are completely too wide, I guess, because obviously we had the scholars, that's the name of them, yeah, before. So I'm just removing all of it, all of the debris, the different ornaments and whatever they're in the way. Now, because this is my second time doing this, the first time the game didn't like me, so it kind of crashed. So I've forgotten a lot of the different things that needed to be placed. One of the things was the Iron Tower. The Iron Tower is something that I kind of squeezed afterwards. But this time round, yeah, I was able to kind of start off, so I remembered that it just needed to be moved. I guess, kind of thinking back, I would have changed the way the island completely looks, but yeah, I think we'll just leave it the way it is because it's a massive task. It's just because the Iron Tower kind of sticks out, you know, it doesn't kind of match anything, the layout, etc. Ideally, I think I would place it just where, let's say, the World Fair is, and then the World Fair would go elsewhere or something like that, but that's okay. This is an optimal kind of space for it, if that makes sense. It's just because it reaches most of the island. Anyway, so the next step is to place all of the town halls. The town halls are needed for attractiveness, okay? Because there is no other building that can come here that would raise the attractiveness to maximum. I was thinking about it, you know, maybe some new botanical ornaments, but I don't think that there is that many available anymore. that would raise it, and I think we need over 1,000, well over 1,000, because the requirement is 7,600 for the highest level, basically. Anyway, so I'm just placing the kind of service buildings like the university and whatever. Again, taking a quick look at our docklands. What we need to be doing here is delivering the wood or the timber, because the timber seems to be kind of running out the moment you start upgrading, especially I guess when we're doing so many upgrades at once. Okay, so before I forgot completely, things like the fire brigade, whatever, so that's needed. Okay, so I'm not very, very honestly, I'm not very happy with the way this looks, but I guess it'll do. I don't know what's going on. Ideally, I would not want to have any of the power plants here, the oil power plants, and just the Arctic ones. But the Arctic, yeah, I mean, you know, producing the gas is not the easiest thing to do. So I guess, and we will need it on Crown Falls. So this island, I mean, in the end, will actually fit 3 of them, so it will be fine. Anyway, so I started adding the houses, adding as many as possible, and obviously, I guess, not really minding the design, if that makes sense. Okay, it's just kind of plastering the island with as many houses as possible. Yeah, so nothing too crazy, it's just kind of the usual adding houses, moving houses, deleting them, etc. back and forth. So I'm not really a fan of the post boxes kind of taking the entire space of the house. I guess ideally you would want to move that out or kind of space them out so something like that wouldn't have happened. But I guess it is what it is. So at this point in time I kind of wanted to introduce the kind of square design, because I just realized that this island otherwise will be very boring looking. Although, I mean, it does look boring for farmers, but once obviously the better houses, the like investors, or in this situation obviously engineers, it'll look much better no matter what it is. Especially that you still have to kind of delete some of them, etc. So we're continuing adding, I guess the ornaments here don't really make that much of a difference, but I just wanted to kind of, I guess, build a wall of them, so we won't forget it, or we won't fit too many houses, and then I'll think to myself, well, where are the the trees or whatever. Yeah. And then I'll end up deleting things and whatever. So the square design is something that I really like doing. We didn't fit that many of them. I guess I didn't think of it until almost all of it was completed, I guess. And then I figured, oh, well, hold on a second, we could have done that. So something that I kind of completely didn't think of, I guess is the way to put it. But in the end it still works out, so it's fine. I figured that I think this would be a good point to have a double train track. The reason for it is that just in case we ever needed to have more, or let's say the trains would have been getting stuck, and let's say the electricity wouldn't have been provided or something to that extent. So I just decided to have double one. In the end, I'll adjust it again, as always. I guess it's the name of the game. Speaking of the update, very honestly, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I did feel very disappointed that they haven't added something new, something different. The stamp feature is definitely very neat, but I guess after such a long, years since the game has been developed, to be honest, it doesn't make that much of a difference to the gameplay. So I don't want to say it's pointless, because it's nice to have, but it would have been nicer if there was something else introduced, especially that they did say it was a final update, major update, I guess, let's put it that way. So here we are. I'm just looking at updating the houses. I want to connect and now I'm checking really the range, and obviously the range won't be any bigger, so things here need to move, and we can place easily the power station. Now, to be honest, some of you may think I shouldn't even come here with houses and different things. It's kind of waste of space. But in the end, I was actually I wanted to have some here because of the fact that the bigger houses, the larger houses, like the engineering houses, they look very nice next to a cliff. I like it. I used to have obviously the scholar houses over here, and that also looked very well. So that's why I kind of decided to having them here also. Now the only thing is really that the road here, just by the graveyard, that it cannot be upgraded. So that's the only bummer, but other than that, it's pretty good. Oh, I need to say something about the upgrades tool for the roads. So there's been a couple of instances, I'll mention it again once it happens, but basically, I don't know, maybe it was my mistake, I need to try that again, but I don't know, I don't think I was holding shift, or whatever it was, you know, the key that allows you to just build or deletes everything. I think it's shift, isn't it? Yeah. But anyway, so when I was upgrading the houses, the roads, or downgraded them, sorry, the roads downgraded with the houses. So I thought that was rather strange. So I wasn't quite sure what has happened. I thought it was just my fault. More than likely was, but it's, yeah, I didn't think that I did something like that. Anyway, so we are nearing at the end of, I guess, designing the engineering. So this kind of square, I was thinking we could have left it for maybe like just have like a town square basically, you know, with some ornaments and whatever else. But then I said to myself, might as well just, you know, at this point in time, there's really no no point, I guess. So upgrading all of the houses. As you can see, this island has a lot of resources, so it was quite easy to do. I decided just to go with one of the quests from Anne, just for a bit of variety, I guess. Anyway, so we're adding the rest of them just in this area here next to the harbor. And then we're almost done. So we're chasing that ship. I've noticed that they really have they're not that very strong when it comes to, in comparison, let's say, to the other playthrough with all the mods. So this area was rather tricky because of the track, obviously, but in the end we kind of managed. But I didn't want to destroy too many of the trees and the ornaments and things like that, just for the sake of a couple of houses. Then I realized that we need a fire station. So fire station, just because there's no coverage and we already had fires. So I just decided to add one in for the cost of 2 houses, which is nothing. Anyway, in the end I've removed a couple of trees, added those houses, and an upgrade can begin. I'm not getting too excited about those upgrades, I guess, because of the fact that there's a lot of work involved. You can see me in the downgrading. And in the end we also need to sort out the actual routes, because there's so many different routes. I actually realized in the end that I haven't sorted out the routes since moving the scholars. So let's say the telephones are still being delivered to that island and things like that when there was no scholars on it. Anyway, so now we're upgrading investors. Kind of tweaking a few things because the electricity isn't reaching, so some houses haven't developed. So nothing too crazy. But also because there isn't going to be any electricity, I think, for a few houses. We need to kind of develop them on the other side and just move them over. So I'm not particularly fussed. I think there is like maybe 5 houses, maybe 4 or 5 houses anyway that don't have electricity, which is absolutely fine by me. So downgrading the high rises is actually quite fun, because I actually did not realize this, that we were that you're getting the actual things back. Oh, okay, so just before do you see this? Okay, so with downgrading the engineers, the roads downgraded, so now I'm upgrading them. So don't know what happened, but yes, that was quite strange. I couldn't figure it out, so I was just checking where else have I possibly missed some roads, but there isn't a screen that tells us, basically, if that makes sense. So you need to just kind of visually check, which is not the easiest with this many houses and ornaments and whatnot. So I've decided that we basically get rid of houses here, and we're developing houses in the middle of the island just for exactly this purpose. Just to move them into places like this where, let's say, something doesn't reach necessarily, or it's just a sliver of, let's say, something. There were some houses, let's say, that they were missing literally just 1% of school or something like that, so it'll be pointless just to, let's say, adjust things and move things just for literally 1% of coverage. Not at this point in time anyway. So because we've downgraded so many of the investors, our influence have dropped significantly, so we do need to upgrade them on the other islands still. I didn't talk about investors, so in the end this island unfortunately we cannot get rid of all the investors. The reason for it is that if we do, we would need to get rid of the main tower, the skyline tower. The reason for it is that if the skyline tower was to be left, we could leave it, don't get me wrong. It's just we won't be able to have 4,000 investors, because the steam carriages unlock at 5,000 and the skyline tower has only 4,000 maximum. Anyway, so I'm just moving things around again, back over here. I think it looks very, very well, very well. I actually can't wait to just do the first person walk around. So we've upgraded all the investors on this island, or all the engineers to investors, and then really the last thing that's left is to have all the different things. So I think most of the goods are being delivered for the shopping arcades, because I want to make sure that the towers are actually fully upgraded. I think, is it 12 exactly of the shopping centers that the Iron Tower takes? Or I keep saying Iron Tower, it's the Skyline Tower. Anyway, we're here on this island to make sure that we have enough lemonade. So I'm just looking for the best items for that particular commodity, I guess. So telephones can go. The reason for it is that we'll get them through the docklands. There's no point producing them, because the thing about the telephones is that there is no, if there was an item that was producing something else additionally, let's say, you know, like the other things, like the penny farthings produce weapons or whatever it is, but this isn't, so it's a bit pointless. So I just completely deleted them, and might as well just get them to the docklands. So I'm just adjusting the roads, the different things, the tracks, and I'll place the items. And then the lemonade, the good thing about the lemonade is that it can produce additional ethanol. So that's really it. The only thing is that it only has 2 items that can cover it, so that's the only drawback. But other than that, it's pretty good. So I'm just changing all the production because they're all mixed. And yeah, voila. And we also need to adjust the fur coats, so it'll take me a while, and I'll fiddle around and get as many as possible within the range of the trade union. Right, guys, so we are back with our little area here. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy the way it turned out. It took me quite a bit to actually put this together. There's a lot of fiddling, but as I say, when there is an issue, there is a solution for sure. Yeah, I think we've added few. Actually didn't count, but I think we've managed to fit like maybe 4 or 5. I think 4 over here. And the rest of them just needed to be kind of moved around. I think if we deleted this one, we could place another one. The only problem is that obviously this is now needed because the rest of them have went up here. But yeah, so this guy gets extremely busy. The rest of them are quite okay. But yeah, that's not bad at all, especially that it's outside of the range, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. Yeah, pretty happy, I must say. Right, so let's take a quick look. If we were to take a look at the entire production of fur. So fur coats, we're going for... Yeah, so souvenirs are fine. Lemonade now is hopping. Everything looks good. Citrus is even produced here as well from the item in from the jam and whatever. Gramophones are looking good. All these things look good. Yeah. Right, now we're looking at ethanol, looks good still. Bombins are looking fantastic. Have I missed the fur? Huh. Must be up higher. Ah, yeah, it is. Yeah, perfect. So that's great. I mean, that's really what you want. So you can see even cotton is practically being supplied here and there. Oh, okay, so this is rather surprising. The canned food.
Securing their expertise.
Now the canned food, that's going to be a bit of an issue. But we don't really need this guy. Because what do they usually produce? They use goulash, don't they? Yeah, they use goulash, so we do need him.
This city is a magnet for genius.
So yeah, that's a bit of a trade-off, isn't it? Because this guy doesn't do anything for us in terms of productivity or whatever. If he provided even like 10% or something would be fine, but he doesn't. So that's a bit of an issue. Okay, well, I don't think we've much of a choice, and I know this island probably consumes the most because there is, well, yeah, 137,000 of them. So I think it just makes sense to just import what's missing, basically, the difference between. With, I guess let's go for weapons because we don't need them for anything. So I'm gonna put it fully, but I don't believe we'll ever need that much. But yeah, so the telephones are now in. So this island now, yeah, we can go to 1.3 mil.
A man could damn their soul.
The only problem is the letters. Letters is something that we still have to address, I guess, at some point. Okay. Yeah, so it's that. But wait, did I? Ah, I did. Okay, yeah. I forgot completely about this. Yeah, but what can we do to raise the attractiveness even higher? I mean, what you call it? The Eiffel Tower, not the Eiffel. I always say Eiffel Tower. The Empire State or the Iron Tower. That's what it's called. No, not the Iron Tower. What's it called? It'll bug me now. The Skyline Tower. Yeah. Okay. So that anyway. Okay, we need to change this.
That should draw attention away from.
For the sake of
Just in time for the hors d'oeuvre. Pull up a chair.
our good old tourists. Yeah, I guess we could put that over there, and then that would be it.
Daddy's little place up on Mount
Because that
Olive.
provides us 500. And this additionally, the only thing is that we wouldn't have, yeah, we wouldn't have space for it at all because it's rather big building. Moderately, I guess. Like it would fit here. We need that trade union.
Ship constructed.
I mean, we could, yeah, we could kind of fiddle around here because we've a lot of kind of, I don't want to say wasted space, but yeah, we've space. Okay, so I guess it's not the prettiest building by all means when it comes to, but yeah, I think that works. I've gotten rid of the market or whatever that was, placed them like this sideways. The biggest problem and the biggest thing I do not like is this. But I think I just see how we can solve this. We would just need to get rid of these ornaments. Yeah. And again have them sideways. And then once this comes down, fine. Yeah, that's much better. Now this cannot be moved because it's, yeah, but it works. It actually works. So let's just quickly fix those gaps. I guess we could have whatever here. And here we could have like maybe not here. Yeah, let's leave it at 2. It's fine. Yeah, that works. Just realized we could have it even. Oh. Sometimes things copy that we don't intend to copy. No. Yeah, that looks better. And now it does work well, I think. And then we can place items basically from Nate to boost this even further. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, we've got everything we needed. And this is just here, so it's just perfect coverage for electricity. I guess I wish there was a better road, obviously, but that'll do. I mean, it kind of divides, I guess, the zoo from the museum.
Securing their expertise.
So it's not bad.
You're my best pupil. And the only one.
I mean, one thing I've noticed is that perhaps another dragon could come here, but then it'll be too close to the museum. So it's just fine. One dragon will do. Just to form a bit of a gate, I guess. That's what I was kind of aiming for. But yeah, it looks alright otherwise. Actually, it wasn't a bad idea to have. The only biggest problem would be that this island will lack goods for them. So that's the only problem. I guess. And we may even reconsider this in the end. Or because I guess what we could have is, let's say, 2 or 3 more. Yeah, because these guys will never go to the level that, let's say, these guys can. So that's 3. I think they start at 2,000, don't they? Yeah, so it's gonna be 2,000. Which I guess is fine as well, because we don't need steam carriages for them and whatever. Yeah. So you can see they're very far away, but that's okay. I mean, I wasn't aiming for anything. Okay. So let's leave that be. I mean, it's gonna be okay. I forgot completely. Of course. The bus stop. Yeah, completely forgotten about that. I wonder though, would it would work here. I mean, I'm very tempted, instead of destroying this, especially that it needs to be next to the road. Yeah, it's just literally on the verge. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. And I guess it's not on top of the building either, because there's a little path, a little space, so it actually works. So then this guy, we can get like Arik Lisowski and someone else here. I can't remember who it was. Or those things, yeah. Bish Bang Bibley and Nate's Morphomatic Rockets. Whatever that is. Okay, guys, we can leave it here. This, I guess, session or playthrough is just a chill out one. We're not aiming for anything in particular apart from reaching 1 million, which we're quite close to.
Has stopped.
I just noticed. Yeah, we'll be getting this notification all the time. But I'm actually quite happy with the placement of it. I mean, it'll look, because otherwise it looks very flat. So it'll look okay. Yeah, and I think that they'll have most of it anyway, because let's just quickly look. Yeah, like they get gramophones, they get champagne, cigars is the only thing that they don't get. Yeah, the violins and whatever. So let's just take a quick look. Yeah, so like glasses, chocolate, yeah, okay. Well, a couple of things will be missing, but that's not a problem, because what we'll do is that we'll just add additional few ships here and there, basically, right? And that'll sort them out. And I guess, speaking of which, we may need to just build a couple of more. And when I say couple, I think let's just go for 10. That's a good number. Just we've a lot of items, so might as well. Yeah, perfect. And then in the meantime, what we'll do is that we'll see the construction of the skyscrapers in the next episode. I think on this island and on the other island, like here. I definitely would like this area. This just looks perfect for skyscrapers next to a beach. Yeah, I think it'll be just perfect. And then, because I don't want to say quite a bit of space, but we do have space here and there. We can even take them out. Maybe even redesign this a bit better.
This city is a magnet
For
for
the-
genius.
these things, because we need 3 basically. Once the skyscraper's come. 1 department store, 1 whatever. Department store, drugstore, and furniture store. Yeah, so 3 of them somehow. Yeah, so I guess 1 could come here. Another one. Yeah, because they kind of more or less fit into those spaces, don't they? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I mean, we could even have them here, like literally, and then move those guys over there. Is that right? Yes, it is. Yeah, so they literally would fit perfectly here.
In one of your factories.
So it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? The only problem... Oh no, they have a warehouse here because this gets warehouse. Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually tempted to do it now. Such a good idea. I was proud of myself. Yeah, let me have this moment now. Oh no, it won't fit. Oh no. But that's okay. It's a simple fix. So 1. They're not lost on us. We basically just grab them over here. And I think... What do I think? I guess... Yeah, let's just do that. Over here it kind of makes no sense. Yeah. And then we can just simply have a road. Perfect. Now, could I have planned it any better? I mean, no. So that's that, the furniture, and this. Yeah. I mean, would you look at this? And I mean... If, right, what you could do is do this. Not sure why they turn green. Ah, I just realized they don't have the club. Yeah, that looks much better. Good old Shift and V. Okay, so they don't have a club. I mean, we don't need this anymore. How big is the club? Yeah, we'll take the entire space of that. Or here.
Production has stopped.
Thrilling! A renowned personage has arrived.
But I think we want it centrally because the guys in the back may not get it. Yeah, let's leave the fountain be and just have that there. And these guys just can simply come here somewhere. Oh. Yeah, what's going on with the road? Yeah, so let's have them here, I guess. And quickly upgrade the road. Because that's affecting our... Oh. How is that now? Is it all good? Yeah. Looks better. Okay, so let's just have the members club quickly. But it needs to be facing this way, towards the fountain. And how are we feeling now? Yeah, we're feeling much better. So all the guys are getting it. Yeah, perfect. And even here at the almost at the end. What about here? Almost as well. So for them, because we don't have it here, but things like, yeah, so this goes. This is not needed. And then another one can come here. And then same over there, I think. Although looks pretty much okay. I would just like to have it though, but because I think the electricity isn't reaching here. Yeah, so it kind of makes sense to have them where electricity doesn't reach. Since they won't be that happy without it. Righty ho. And there you have it. More or less. Yeah, and now everyone is getting it. Over there, there's no need obviously because there are no houses. So yeah, that looks lovely. And these can be updated right away. Perfect. So there, this works out. I'm so proud of this. Very much. I mean, it literally looks very well. And because they match
Customers
the
are
colors.
goods, but we have naught to offer.
But let's just quickly see because I am interested. So we don't have things like, yeah, a lot of the things. So the department store needs things like crockery, the fridge, the briefcase, whatever. And the drugstore, maybe let's start with what we have. So the drugstore has toothpaste. Okay, so everything else we can just supply. So let's go for detergent, I think. Yeah. We have everything we need.
A dandy choice.
Apart from...
Ship constructed.
So this island does produce this. We just want to make sure that we keep some.
Ship constructed.
Yeah, we don't. So let's leave it at 100 at least. It's being just exported out. So that will do.
While my mind
Furniture
feeds on
store.
ideas, these shall...
The people
We got only
celebrate
lamp
your leadership.
and then toasters. Okay. So vanity screen. Vanity screen needs... We have this, and we have this. Okay.
A fine piece of craftsmanship.
Not quite sure why didn't I just... I might just be delivering it and then,
This
yeah.
city is a magnet for
I used
genius.
to... I'm like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then vacuum cleaner. Okay. And therefore, this grows to 2805. Slowly. It'll grow. And they just need to get it off of this guy.
Production has stopped.
Okay, and guys, we can leave it here. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate your time watching me struggle with the game. Yeah, definitely this game is much more, I guess, demanding. Because of the fact that we are... Yeah, we've everything developed and it's just kind of moving things around and adjusting things and making sure that everyone has everything. When you're running out of space, it's not the easiest thing to do, I must say. Very truly, honestly. It's just one of the things. But yeah, and then, you know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of things that you kind of might have missed and whatever, as I usually do. It's kind of, I guess, what's happening here. So we just need 4. I guess, yeah, let's just develop all of them. But in the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves, okay? And stay hooked. I'll see you in the next one.
Celebrate your leadership.